Gauranga's mysterious Vijay Dasmi Leela. Does everyone agree with that?
Yes.
Vijay Dasmi, Dasmi is a day of the month, which happened a few days ago. And Vijay means victory. Vishesh Jaya means a very special and complete and full victory, which is the very day that Ramachandra killed Ravana and rescued Sita. It was in October so-and-so, 1 million, BC or whatever it was. It was along 3,079,000 BC. Somewhere way back there. So now we're saying Gauranga's mysterious Vijay Dasmi Leela. So yesterday we left off that he was speaking to Srivas Pandit in a very sweet way, and he has his arm around his neck. He's embraced him, has his arm around his neck, and he's talking about his mother. And he said, gee, I took sannyas and maybe I shouldn't have done that. My mother's not happy. And Mahaprabhu goes on, verse 50 of chapter 15. Batula balakera mata nahi laya dosh hey jani mata mori na karaya rosh. Gauranga said to Srivas, a mother is not offended by her mad son. And knowing this, my mother is not offended by me. Because in the previous verse he says, I'm mad. Batu. Ki kaya sanyase more, prema nijadan, je kali sanyas kailun, chana hailaman. Srivas, I had no business in accepting the renounced order and sacrificing my love for my mother, which is my real property. Actually, I was in a crazy state of mind when I accepted sannyas. Nila chale achan muni, tanhara agyate, madhyama deyasimo, chanrachana degite. Srivas, I am staying here in Jagannath Puri, Nilachala, to comply with Mother Sachi's orders. But at intervals, I go from Puri to Mayapur to see my mother. And Srivas is thinking, Acha, I've never seen you. Gauranga says, Nityajai deki muni tanhara charane spurti gyane tenota satya nahi mane. Indeed, Srivas, I go to Mayapur to see my mother every day. I see her lotus feet. But my mother cannot feel my presence. And she does not believe this to be true. She thinks that my son is in Puri, 1,200 kilometers away, and I'm in Mayapur. Ekdin Shalyana Jana Panchasat Shak Mocha Kanta Brishta Patola Nima Pat Limbuada Kanda Dari Dugda Kanda Sar Shalagrame Samarpilena Bahu Upahar. Srivas, one day my mother Shachi was offering food to our family Shalagram Shila Vishnu. Shachi offered so many wonderful preparations, including rice and shali patties and vegetables, spinach and banana flour curry and fried porto with neem leaves and ginger and lemon and yogurt and milk and sugar candy and many other foods. Prasara lana kole karina krandhan nimaya Nimaira Priyamora a Sabhavyanjan. Taking the food upon her lap, my mother was crying to think that all this food is very dear to her Nimai. So she was alone in the temple. Her husband had died earlier. Her eldest son Vishrup had already left and taken sannyas. Her second son, Nimai Pandit, Sachinandan, he had left and taken sannyas. Now it was just this old widow, Sachi Mata, and this young widow of 18 years old, or no, 14 years old. A 14-year-old widow named Vishnupriya Prananatha Nadia Bihari. Vishnupriya was there, and she was only she was 10 when she got married, and 14 when Lord Chaitanya took sannyas. He was 20 when he got married to Vishnupriya, and 24. Young, tender girl. And Mother Shachi was 60 or 70. And they were all alone. So she's cooking this offering, she's taking, oh my Nimai Priya. She said more Nimai Priya means, these are Priya, his Priya Bhog, Priya Vyanjan. Nimai, like you have your favorite vegetables, your favorite savories. Like, what do you like? Oh, I like kachoris. No, I like samosas. No, I like rasgullas. No, I like rasmalai. I like everything. Some people are all-arounders. Let's say you have, what are your unfavorite vegetables? And unfavorite? Nothing really. I'll take it all. This is Priya Bhog, Nimai's Priya. Oh, these things are so dear to Nimai. I used to feed him with my own hand, and he smiled and he said, oh mother, I like so much. I would pinch his cheek and he looked so beautiful. Oh, my Nimai. Ding 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 ding. Hiram Vyanjana Mishana Paniyajana Navedyan Krishnaya Namaha. Ding 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 ding. Shivas. Nimani nahika eta ki kare bhojan more dhyanayashu jale bharila nayan. Shivas. My mother was thinking, Nimai is not here. Who will accept all this food? As my mother meditated upon me in this way, her eyes were flooded with tears. Ashu jali bharila nayan. Same practically as Hindi. Bhara means heavy, heavily laden, saturated, full of tears, Nayan in his eyes. Shigra jai muni sabakarinu bakshan shunya patra dekiyashu kariya marjan ki anavyanjan kaila shunya kine pat balagopal kiva kaila sababat Kiva mora kata yaman, brahmahana gela, kiva kona jantuasi, sakala kaila, kiva meyana patre brahmena padila, eta chinti pakka patra jana dekila, anavyanjana purna deki sakala bhajane, deki asham shaya haila kichir chamatkaraman. While Shachi was thinking and crying, I immediately went there with great haste and ate everything. Seeing the dish empty, she wiped her tears away. His mother's in Mayapur in Mahaprabhu Bhavan. She's making an offering to the Kula Devata of Shalagram, Vishnu. She's meditating that after I offer this bhoga to Shalagram, this Vishnu Prasad I would feed to my son, Nimai. Priya Vyanjana. These were his favorite vegetables. Oh, but he's not here. So she would cry, thinking, oh, he's not here. And I would hear my mother's crying. As we read a description that Krishna faints when he's in the arms of Rukmini and Dwarka. Radharani is crying in Mahabhav and separation from Krishna. Radharani is lying on the ground at Uddhav Kyari in the forest and among the dark shade of the trees in the forest of Nandagram. She's crying. Why Nandagram? Because from Nandagram she can look up the Nandishwar Parvat From Uddhavikyari she can look up and say, oh, Krishna. This Uddhavikyari is the place where they met Uddhav, the gopis, when he brought the message from Krishna. This was the last time they ever heard any news from Krishna. Here in this place, Uddhavikyari in Nandagram. It was the Samachara Stan, the place of news. So they were just riveted to that place. They didn't go to Varsan and Nandagram. And looking up, so when Radharani was crying and reaching that zenith of her Mahabhav, then Krishna, he was embracing Rukmini in the bedroom, lying intimately with Rukmini. He felt Radharani's crying. She's suffering so much. Dwarkadish fainted. Even though he's in the arms of his Rukmini, his heart and mind immediately. The same way, in Vatsalya Bhav, the love of a mother for her son, Mahaprabhu is in Puri, in Gambhira. He's in Mahabhav, in Radha's Bhav. But he's in all the bhavas. Madhurya Bhav includes all the bhavas. He has Vatsalya Bhav and Sakya Bhav and Dasya Bhav. And he feels for every devotee's heart. He's not just, oh, I'm relishing Radha's Mahabhav, I'm Krishna in the mood of Radharani, I forget about my mother in Vatsalya Bhav, I forget about my friends in Sakya Bhav, I forget about my servants in Dasya Bhav. He never forgets any of his servants anywhere, in any place, wherever they are. If we're thinking of Krishna, if we're thinking of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and we're making some offering, we're offering the holy name, we're offering some bhog, we're offering some reading or some obeisances or some prayer, and we're cryingly offering. We're actually crying, oh Mahaprabhu, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, Daya Koramore, Toma Bina Ke Dayalu, Jagat Samsare. Oh Mahaprabhu, without your daya, Dayal Chaitanya, without your mercy, I'm stuck. Jagat Samsar. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu, Daya Koramore. If you're not merciful to me, then I have no hope. I'm stuck in the samsara. Jagat Samsara. The devotee sings in bhajan, and he cries, and Mahaprabhu hears, and he comes. It's all right. Chant and dance. Take prasad. You'll be all right. So Mother Sachi is crying. She made her offering, she rang the bell, she put the tulsi, she sprinkled with Ganga water, she purified the dravya, she did all the necessary rites and rituals and nyas and everything. And now she's cleared the bhoga, and then she, at this point in time, ordinarily she would take the Vishnu Prasad from their temple room in Mahaprabhu Bhavan, then go into the dining room and feed her nimai. First the child, then the husband, then herself, or elderly people if they're there. And she last, the cook is last. And now she takes it, oh, it's a Priya, this is Priya Vyanjana Nimai. And she's crying in the course of offering this service to Vishnu and Nimai, first Vishnu, now Nimai, she's remembering and crying, he can't be here to take it. These are his favorite spinach and favorite porto. Lord Chaitanya's, and he's in the Gambhira relishing Mahabhav. Huh? Huh? It's like, the Superman or something, he's in the office, oh, someone's in trouble. He runs down from the office and takes off his... he flies off to save the person. Because he feels the distress of someone else. He wants to remove their distress. Something similar, although seemingly humorous. So Krishna feels the distress of his pure devotees, and he wants to relieve them from their distress. What's the proof of that? You ever heard the Tavasa story, the Ambarish Tavasa Leela? Sadhanam hridayam mayam, sadhanam hridayam tvaham. Krishna says, sadhus are in my heart, I am in their heart. I don't know anyone else with them, and they don't know anyone else with me. Like Canto Bhagavatam, the story of Ambarish and Durvasa Muni. He went to Vishnu. Vishnu said, listen, Jack, it's like this. You put my devotee in distress, and now I'm in distress. Get out from here. My chakra's going to burn your tail. My chakra's going to burn your tail until you go down there and fall on his feet. And you take away his distress by begging forgiveness. So this shows and proves that if the devotee's in distress, Krishna's in distress. So Shachi's the greatest devotee in Vatsalya Bhava Gaur. Yashoda's the greatest devotee of Krishna and Vatsalya Bhava and Krishna Lila. She's crying, that's distress, she's unhappy. Oh, where's my Nimai? And he's in a whole other bhav. He's not in Purusha bhav anymore when he's in Puri. He's identifying 100% as Radharani. No more as Nimai Pandit. No more as Shachinanda. I am Radharani, Ami Radharani. 100% Radha bhav, no Purusha now. Prakriti bhav, Sakhi bhav. But okay, that's like the reporter suit, Clark Kent, right? And you take it off and say, okay, now forget that. Now I'm in Vatsalya Bhav. And I've run all the way. I go immediately. And of course, my Vatsalya Bhav root. And that Bhav, I present a new Bhav. I don't go as Radharani to Mother Sachi. I go as Nimai. She's crying for Nimai. Okay, I'm Nimai. Because I'm eternally Nimai. And I'm eternally Chaitanya. And I'm eternally Gauranga. And I'm eternally Radharani. In different moods and forms and different Leela Stalis. So I go there. So what is the Adhyatmic Vichar, the lesson for us as sadhakas reading? This is the Leela. Adhidaivic Leela is between Shachi and his mother. And Srivas, who's hearing the narration. It's totally transcendental and it's all about prem and bhav. Alokik, aprakrita vastu. So we see it from a distant telescope. Well, I'm a little servant and I have my Krishna. And I also wish I could cry for Krishna, and maybe he'll hear my cries, and maybe he'll understand the distress of my heart, and maybe Krishna will come to me, and maybe he'll hear my prayers, and maybe he'll come and eat my offering. It happens. It happened to Raghunandan Thakur, and it happened to this one and that one. While she was thus thinking and crying, I immediately went there with great haste and ate everything. Seeing the dish empty, she wiped away her tears. Oh, it's empty. Huh? Hare? What has happened? And she began to wonder who had eaten all that food. Why is the plate empty? Who has eaten it? We have our shalagram, like every Brahmin must have a shalagram, but I also have a Balagopal deity, like every Grihastha Vaishnava. There's not any Grihastha Vaishnava who doesn't have Balagopal deity. Every single Brijvasi Brahmin, in their house they have shalagram, Govardhan, and Balagopal. And every Brahmin, Vaishnava Brahmin in India has shalagram and Balagopal. Because these are Brijvasis, they have Giriraj. So as I was saying, that Mother Sachi was thinking, who is eating this food? I mean, it's a miracle. It doesn't make sense. I offer to my shalagram, every day I offer my shalagram, the plate, I offer a full plate, and I bring back a full plate. Now it's prasad, Vishnu prasad. Now today I offered, I brought it back, and it's empty. Who is eating all this food? I offered to the Thakurji shalagram, and a full plate, I came back, it was empty. Who has done this? And I have my shalagram, I have my Balagopal. Perhaps my Balagopal has done it. And then she wondered, well maybe, because she's in Brahm, it says in the verse, it says Brahm. Mother Shashi's thinking, well maybe I didn't make any, maybe I didn't even cook. Or maybe I cooked and forgot to put something on the plate. That happens when someone is absent-minded. There wasn't anything on the plate in the first place. Then she thought, well, maybe some animal, maybe some rat came in and ate it all in the temple room. Because they live in the country, there's so many rats in the country in Mayapur. Running here and there, or there's a fox or anything comes in, runs and jumps inside. Then she thought, oh, maybe perhaps I didn't put any food on the plate from the pots. So then she went in the kitchen, let me see. Let me look in the pots. Did I take anything out to make Thakurji's offering? Anavyanjana Purna Deki Sakala Bhajane Dekiya Shamshaya Haila Kichu Chamat Karamani. When Mother Shachi saw that the pots were still filled with rice and vegetables, there was definitely some doubt in her mind, and she was chamatkar, astonished. Ishane Bolana Puna Stanalik Payala Punarapi Gopalake Anasamarpila Hemata Jabe Karina Utamarandan Morikao Yate Kori Utkantaya Rodan Tanna Primeyani Amai Karaya Bhojan Nantare Manaya Sukha Bhayena Himan Evi Jaya Dashamite Hailariti Tanhake Puchia Tanra Karaya Patiti Eteka Kahite Prabhu Vivala Haila Lokavidaya Karite Prabhu Dharya Dharila. Mahaprabhu is speaking to Srivas Thakur. My mother Shachi was very perplexed and bewildered about this event. She cooked, she went in and made an offering, a full plate of bhoga to Thakurji, and she went in 20 minutes later, the plate was empty. She went to the kitchen to solve the riddle, and she saw the pots were still full, and she said, "Hey Ishan! Ishan!" Who is Ishan? Ishan is her house servant. Lifelong house servant hired by her husband. When she got married, Ishan was also there, before Nimaya, before Vishwarup. Lifetime servant, Ishan, great devotee, Ishan Thakur. And he said, please clean everything again. And then she offered another plate to Gopal. Srivas, whenever Mother Sachi prepares some good cooked food and wants to feed it to me, she cries in great anxiety. Utkantaya Rodan. Utkanta, the same as Hindi, Utkantita. Very eager and anxious. Rodan, Krandan, crying. So, being obliged by her love, I am brought from Jagannath, I am brought and carried by the power of my mother's love. I become obliged by that love. And I am brought from Jagannath Puri all the way to Mayapur, to Mahaprabhu Bhavan, to the temple room of my Kula Devata, my family Kula Devata, Shalagram and Balagopal. And I go there and I eat that food that my mother cooks. Mother Sachi knows all these things internally and feels happiness, but externally she does not accept them. Such an event took place on the last Vijay Dashami day. So whenever Vijay Dashami comes up, we should think of Ramchandra's victory over Ravana. That's nice. That's very wonderful. Ram Rajya Ki Jai. Jai Shri Ram! But because we are Gaudiya Vaishnavas, we are lovers of Gauranga and Radha Govinda, then our mind should first go to Gaur Leela, because one should, it's told in Shastras that one should worship and meditate and pray to the particular avatar in the age in which he lives. If he lives in Kali Yuga, the avatar of Bhagavan, whom everyone should worship universally, whom everyone should worship, pray to and serve, is none other than Gauranga Mahaprabhu Ki Jai. If you're living in Treta Yuga, you should worship, serve and love Ramchandra Bhagavan Ki Jai. If you're living in Dwapara Yuga, then you should love, serve and honor, worship Bhagavan Sri Krishna Ki Jai. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a curious avatar, golden avatar for the Kali Yuga, because he is not only Gauranga, and he's Radha and Krishna. So we worship Radha and Krishna and Gauranga in Kali Yuga, and we feel quite good about it, and we have all support from Shastra, and that's our fortune of our heart is going in that direction. So when Vijaya Dasmi comes up for us, Gaudiya Vaishnavas, we think Mother Shachi Ki Jai. Gauranga Mahaprabhu Kripa Ki Jai. Srivas, you can ask Sachi about this incident and make her believe that I actually go there. In other words, Gauranga Mahaprabhu is telling Srivas, you go to Mother Sachi and you say, remember Mother Sachi? I have a message for you. Listen, Mother Sachi, I have a message from you from Nimai in Puri. Remember 2 weeks ago on Vijay Dashami, you made Vyanjana, you made Mochakanda, you made Gutika, you made this and that. And she said, yeah, I remember that. It was a special day of Ram Leela, so I wanted to make special offerings for my shalagram. I did make those very special, delectable items. You remember that? And remember on that day that somehow the plate was empty? She said, yes, I was most bewildered and amazed. The plate was empty. You know what happened on that day? No. Tell me. Your Nimai came from Puri and ate those offerings. Huh? Really? So we want to think of this on Vijay Dashami, which was just about a week ago. Vijay Dashami, then Ekadasi, then Purnima, now it's just a few days. So make her believe this, please. Srivas Thakur, you go there from Puri and give this message to my mother. Console her heart, pacify her. She's feeling separation from me. She's cooking and I'm eating. Reassure her that. While describing all this, Mahaprabhu became a little bit overwhelmed. But just to finish bidding farewell to the devotees, he remained patient. Well, this is a very beautiful story of Gauranga Mahaprabhu's Vijay Dashami Leela. Good. Why do we say it's Gauranga's Vijay Dashami Leela? Because when Gauranga was in Puri Leela, on the day of Vijay Dashami, he traveled invisibly from Puri to Mayapur to honor the offering of his mother, which his mother Sachi made on Vijayotsava to her Shalagram and Balagopal deity in Mahaprabhu's house. This is the day that happened. Just like on Ashwin Purnima, was the full moon night of the Sharad season in which the Maharaj dance takes place, which is about 4 days ago. So this is a very wonderful Leela. Now, this Leela, of course, it's a very powerful teaching to all of us. And what is the teaching? This is a real faith builder. This Leela is a big faith builder, because all of us are aspiring devotees, and we eat what is called Krishna Prasad. And we offer all of our bhog and food that we prepare with tulsi and rituals and all these mantras to Krishna, to our deity, to our picture of our Thakur, our Ishta. And we have the faith and belief that Krishna comes and Radha comes and Guru comes and honors that bhoga and prasad, and we take the remnants known as prasad, Mahaprasad. So here's a proof positive of the very same phenomenon. Mother Shachi is a devotee, she's a Vishnu Bhakta. She's worshipping Shalagram. And she's worshipping Balagopal. And many of us in the audience were worshipping Shalagram, we're worshipping Balagopal, we're worshipping Dhiraj and Gauranitai. So as Mother Sachi was offering, and how was she offering? Is she offering like we offer? Do we offer the same way? When we offer the bhog, do we cry in separation from our Thakur? And cry, oh Thakurji, oh Giraj, please, I made such wonderful khichdi. Because that's all I know how to make. I made such wonderful rice and mung dal with no spices and no salt. And I hope, and it's really delectable. So please, I'm crying that you'll come and honor it for 4 months every day. And he thinks, are you crazy? I'm going to give up Chapan Bhog in Jatipur? In Jatipur I'm eating Chapan Bhog and Govardhan, and you want me to come to Radhakund and eat saltless rice and dal, which I fed my Giraj for about 10 years during Chaturmasya. Saltless, spiceless khichdi. Now I'm like indulging in the opulence of Ekadasi salt. Heavy sense grab. But so somehow, at least we were hoping that he was coming and is coming, so somehow we're existing on his mercy. But she taught that if we make an offering like this, with such, we're so distressed over it, and so much crying and separation, and hoping that the Lord will take our offering. Indeed, He will come, and he'll clean the plate, he'll clear the plate, and we'll swoon in the ecstasy of that realization, and at that point, of course, enter into a state of bhav and attain perfection in our devotional life and offering. Because as Lord Chaitanya said, it applies to Lord Chaitanya, it applies to Giri Govardhana, it applies to Gaura Nitai and Radha and Krishna. I am obliged by her love. Krishna is obliged by love, controlled by love, moved by love. He's moved. I had to move. I was sitting here peacefully, Lalita Vishaka, Ramananda Roy, and Swarup Damodar, but my mother's crying for me. My devotee's crying for me. I'm in Goloka Vrindavan. My devotee's in Bombay. He's in Delhi, he's in Radhakund, Germany, anywhere. He's crying, he's ringing the bell, crying, Krishna, please come. Because eating is something we do quite a lot, and offering, I hope everything is also offered. And we should take encouragement and assurance from this story with Mother Sachi, that because on one level it's his mother, it's a mother and a son. Another level it's God and his devotee. Mother Sachi is Krishna's devotee. It's a mother. She is the mother of Lord Chaitanya, but she's a devotee, and she's worshipping a deity, and we're worshipping deities, and we're trying to be devotees. So Lord Chaitanya comes, the Lord comes. So be assured. So internally she feels happy and knows these things, but externally she doesn't accept them. So we should also understand internally, yes, I know, I'm sure, I am convinced in my Giridhari. How are we convinced? How do we internally know? As Mother Yashoda internally knows. She says, Antare manaye sukha, bhaye nahi mane. Antare, inside her mind, she was sukha, she was very happy in her mind. Bhaye nahi mane. But externally, she could not accept it. The plate is empty. We may not have that extraordinary, astounding experience that we offer some bhog to our Thakurji and the plate empties. We can hope for that someday. And some pujaris around the world have had some different experiences of bites being taken out of fruits and things like that, even in the West. And even if it was a mouse or a rat, they don't leave teeth marks like a human being. They have different set of teeth and size of bite. So the only kind of animals that are available in Los Angeles and San Francisco are rats and mice and cockroaches and things. They don't leave, 6 molars. They don't leave fright. But we've seen in the offerings of Rukmini Dwarkadish in 77, and we heard and also saw, sometimes there were noticeable bite marks from the offerings of a fig, like a fig or something like this. So okay, how it's happening, I don't know, but these things do happen. When you're tight and connected with puja work and temples and pujaris around the world, then you'll hear so many phenomenal stories like that. Eyewitness accounts and deity, what we call deity stories. So this is a deity story. For us, Sachi Mata is a deity. For us, Gauranga is a deity. But the deity's, Gauranga is real, and Sachi's real, so is a deity. And so she's making an offering, she's crying, and she's so sincere and pure, and Krishna's coming, and he's eating, and internally she feels happy. So we devotees, we make offerings, and if we're sincere and pure in our offering, we internally feel happy after we make an offering. And when we honor that prasadam, we feel very joyful. And what do we say? Oh, I think Krishna has accepted my offering. And what's the proof of that? People come and they say, oh, it tastes so different. Your food tastes so different. That means it's mixed with Krishna's phela. Krishna's phela means his saliva, his spit, his saliva, he's eaten it. This is the fact. It is mixed with Krishna's saliva. I remember I told this story a few times. We lived in Baltimore as a temple president. It was like a handful of devotees. We regularly did programs at Gujarati's houses, Gujarati Vaishnavas, and they're good cooks, and their wives would make halwa and all these things. And then the men would come to the temple on the Sunday feast, and they would eat our halwa, cooked by the Western devotees, and offered to our Gaura Nitai Gaura Sundar deities. And then they would come to me privately without their wives, obviously. They say, Maharaj, what is the recipe? How do you make this halva? It's so wonderful. The taste is extraordinary. We say, maybe this is prasad and yours is not prasad. Something's mixed in there that the Krishna doesn't enter there so much. They also have deities and they're also offering their food. But they often confide in us that our food, our prasad, doesn't taste like your prasad. There's something different. The intensity, the surrender, the dedication, the purity, it all attracts Krishna's attention. And yeyatamam prapadyante tam sataiva bhajamyaham. As you surrender and love Krishna more and more, he surrenders and loves us more and more. So Sachi Mata is having such a wonderful experience. And all of us, we feel in our own ways some antare mane sukha. Externally, we don't know how, I don't know how I feel happy when I take prasad. Externally, I don't know. But I feel happy. And I don't know how it tastes so good later. But in my heart, I feel yes. And sometimes I feel more, oh, I just make an offering, because I've been making offerings for 20 years. And every day for this Giridhari. So sometimes we cook and then we offer, we feel, I think Giriraj is going to like this. Really like it. It's the same thing. I mean, my Chaturmasi is 12 months a year. The same thing practically every day. And then I sit down and I just look and I feel, yes, Giriraj is, I feel happy without even eating it, honoring anything. Then when we take that prasadam, it's wonderful. It's a new life's experience, as Bhaktivinoda says. When I take the prasad, when I take the spinach over to the Lord, it's a new life's experience. Sri Caitanya Caritamrta ki jai.